Writing in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reports that WWE are set to pull out all the stops for WrestleMania 39. They are not holding back in any way. Currently, the plans are that Becky Lynch will take on Ronda Rousey and Roman Reigns will face the Great One, The Rock, at the granddaddy of them all. WWE wants this to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. And if those are your two main event matches on both nights, it's hard to argue that that is anything but the biggest WrestleMania ever. And that is not hyperbole. That is not me, marking out. That is not anything. That is facts. If you have Roman Reigns versus The Rock on one night, and then you have Ronda Rousey, biggest star in combat sports, biggest female star in combat sports, definitely, and you have Becky Lynch, biggest star in pro wrestling, arguably, no, there's not a card you can really put together as far as star power goes that's going to defeat those two main events. That is the biggest. Those are two of the biggest matches you can do. And again, The Rock, I'm assuming he wants to do one more match. I know he said he's retired and all that, but I'm really assuming he wants to do one more match. And who better to do it against than his cousin, who has been saying for the past 3 years or whatever, or that he is the best. Roman Reigns has been coming out on TV since, I believe, SummerSlam 2020, saying, I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of the table. I'm this entire family. He represents the entire Samoan family in WWE. He is going to be challenging The Rock, the guy who is actually arguably the head of the table, who's accomplished everything Roman Reigns has, and probably a little more. Look up his net worth, people. He's got enough money to give Vince McMahon $100 million eggs. But no, in all seriousness, I mean that the two biggest matches you can do, Rousey and Lynch, is a match we've been waiting for since the summer or the fall or winter of 2018. That's a match we've been waiting for that long. That's call that long-term book and call it whatever you want. They'll finally do it. That would be huge. And it would hopefully be a face Becky Lynch. Trevor, I know I just went on a diatribe, but I could not hold back my excitement about this. Trevor, what do you think about these plans? Like, would this be the biggest WrestleMania ever?
Yeah, hands down. I mean, it'd be the biggest WrestleMania ever. I mean, of course, number one is always going to be considered one of the bigger ones because it was the first one. But, like, in all seriousness, it's going to be the biggest WrestleMania ever. Like it's all the star powers you have there. Like it's just, it's crazy. Like you have returning Ronda Rousey. You have a Becky Lynch who never stopped being a superstar. You have The Rock, who is probably the biggest star to come from WWE. Like, and you also have the tribal chief. Like there are so many stories that you can put, storylines you can put together. It works. It works any way you slice it, any way you put it around, it works. So of course, this is quite possibly the biggest news for WrestleMania ever.
I mean, just think about this. Like, think about how tired you're gonna be after 2 nights of that. Like,
right?
I was tired after watching Omega and Okada 2 out of 3 falls. But man, man, I'm going to be deceased. After watching those 2 matches back-to-back nights, like that is going to, and it's going to be the biggest. Those are going to be probably the 2, definitely the most star-studded main events in probably wrestling history. Like, if I'm being honest with you, and they're really, like, if you look at it, right. There have been a lot of big main events. We all know about, like, Hogan versus Savage, Hogan versus Warrior, Stone Cold versus The Rock 3 times. This would be bigger than Stone Cold versus The Rock. I'm so serious. And I know a lot of fans that wouldn't like me to say that. It's just the truth. If they pulled this off, it's going to be the most star-studded Mania ever. And it's in Hollywood. Hollywood Mania, I'm back. Like it's in Hollywood. So they want to go and make it all star-studded. You add the fact that they're going to be in the beautiful SoFi Stadium where Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl. Let's see how well that ages. And it's just going to be historic. Yeah, man, WrestleMania going Hollywood. Forget WrestleMania 38. I don't care. Forget Dallas. Forget Jerry World. I don't give a crap about that anymore. Give me Hollywood. Give me Hollywood. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.